What's the word, ladies and gentlemen? You guys have found another edition of the Cheesesteaks and Takes podcast show, the only multi-generational Philadelphia sports podcast. I'm Colby Marshall here with my dad, Troy, Uncle Chuck Butler, cousins, Noah, and Drew. Back on the pod, guys, in the middle of the Western Conference Finals. Winner goes on to play New York Knicks in the NBA Finals. We're going to talk some NBA on this podcast. We're going to talk some baseball with the Phillies having a big series coming up. A little bit of fitness to kick off the podcast, though. I want to give you guys my fit tip in our fitness corner for this podcast episode. That is brought to you by Drew's Pop Culture Update, by the way, who taking a little bit of a break from his pop culture update, but this podcast is brought to you by Drew's Pop Culture Update since there are no other sponsors yet or advertisers yet for the podcast. Chuck, you had something to say?
Yeah, Cope, I got a question for you for your towards the end about a health and fitness question.
Of course.
Maybe multiple questions.
My fit tip for the day for the fitness corner. I know a lot of people, especially in today's generation, are doing both strength and cardio training. They're hybrid athletes. I feel like that's really popular in today's gym culture. Fitness culture is doing both, being a jack of all trades, being able to go in the gym, lift weights, and also go on runs and bike rides. And you see people do, these high rocks races and strongmen competitions. So I think I want to give you guys a tip on how to manage that sort of workload, because I think there are a lot of ways you can go about it. I think the most popular is to do what you're trying to get better at first. So a lot of people do weightlifting and cardio when they go to the gym. They'll do a run and they'll lift weights. So, typically whatever you want to get better at, you would do first. So if you're trying to get stronger, do your lift first and then run afterwards. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Other people might do it day by day, do a lift one day, run, bike ride, cardio workout another day, and just alternate as the week goes on. But what I've realized works probably better than any other technique, any other routine that I've seen is going week by week, focusing on a strength routine for an entire week. And then the following week, not lifting any weights, but focusing on our cardio routine. And I think that maximizes the recovery periods that you're getting. So you're not burning yourself out on one end or the other. Between strength and cardio, you're giving yourself that proper rest, and you can really focus on improvements week by week. And I recommend people that are into doing both, give it a shot, come up with a program. You can, maybe get a trainer, look up a program online and just alternate week by week, make 1 week strictly strength, the next cardio, and just alternate, get yourself that proper recovery in between as you go. So yeah, that's my fit tip.
But Colby, you're saying that as someone who is trying to do both, not, let's say I wanted to gain weight. I wanted to gain like 20 pounds of muscle. Like you wouldn't suggest that I weight train for 1 week and then
that's a good point, Dad, because I think that if you're really trying to get better, like you said, put on muscle or get better at strength training, if you take a week off from doing that, it's going to really affect your ability to put on muscle. So yeah, if you do have like a solidified goal of like, if you're really locked in on like, oh, I need to run this time for my marathon race or do this, doing a powerlifting competition, you obviously would not take an entire week of cardio if you're doing a powerlifting competition or vice versa for strength. So yeah, that's a good point. Definitely would not recommend that.
Okay.
Cool. Going back to strength training, do you recommend like a circuit of exercises, or do you focus on like particular body parts when you exercise? Like each
personally, or would I recommend that for the?
Well, what would you recommend to? I'm speaking of a friend who's in his mid-50s.
He would probably have to do a whole assessment.
Yeah, you would
right?
do an assessment first. Everybody's different, but for the average person, for the average adult, full body workouts are king. I think you're just getting the most bang for your buck in a full body workout, just because of time. Like everybody works, everybody has family duties. If you do a full body workout, you only have to go to the gym 2 to 3 days a week. So you're getting the most bang for your buck. That's the most efficient way to go about it. If you're just trying to get into a routine, and you can still build a whole lot of muscle with full body routines. So I would definitely say that would be the way to go, as opposed to doing like a split, focusing on each body part. Circuit training, it also depends on the person. Like some people enjoy circuit training more. When I think of circuit training, I think of like supersets and high intensity interval exercises, limited rest in between. So it's almost like a form of cardio. It can be a form of cardio in a way. So it's not the most ideal way to get stronger or to build muscle, so to speak, but It's a really fun way of working out. You, like I said, kind of do a little bit of both cardio and strength in a circuit type of workout. So it depends on the person, but I would always recommend full body splits.
My last question. Since the podcast started, I've been whining about my shoulder, which I hurt. I had surgery on. Since then, I had gained 12 pounds. And at some point, I don't really care how much I weigh anymore. But it was affecting me because I had to like cut my wardrobe in half. Like I couldn't wear some of my clothes. I just couldn't do it. They were looking too tight on me. Pants were too tight. It was crazy. The last month, I've been counting my calories. I lost about 10 pounds just doing that, which I've done in the past before. I just can't, it's just not sustainable for me for some reason. After a while, I get
Yeah.
bored and I just want to eat what I want to eat instead of like, right now I'm eating the same thing every day, which is convenient because I don't have to think about it. I kind of, you know what I'm
Yeah.
going to eat for breakfast. I know what I'm going to eat for snacks. Dinner could be a surprise sometimes, but I'm always like saving calories for dinner. But it's been working. Like I said, I lost about 10 pounds in about maybe 5 weeks, and I'm getting back to my pre-surgery weight. But do you have any tips on like how do people
So,
sustain
I mean, so
like
I would ask you, what are
counting
you
calories?
doing? So is that the only thing that you're doing differently when you're in your regular routine compared to when you lost the 10 pounds? Like, is counting calories the only thing that you're doing differently? Is it like the amount of times you're eating?
So you mean before I
Yeah,
gained the
because you
12
said it's
pounds?
hard to sustain the progress outside of,
It's hard to sustain the counting calories
yeah,
part. I get bored with it,
yeah,
or
you shouldn't have to do that for
I get
forever.
like
Yeah, like that's
okay, well, it's sometimes it feels like the only way I could
gotcha.
like sustain the weight that I want to be on is by counting, like
Yeah,
basically logging
yeah,
what I eat, and then I could maintain it. If I don't, then I'm gaining weight, and it's different as I gotten older. And sure, I don't know if you've gone through this, but as I've gotten older, it's been harder for me to lose weight. In the past, even in my 40s, I could. You say we went on vacation somewhere, and I picked up some weight. I could like probably lose that in like 10 days, like maybe the 5 pounds that I picked up, I could lose this by like
yeah,
just moving around a little bit, maybe not even changing my diet, maybe eating a little bit healthier, but not doing much. But now, I'm in my 50s. It's been super hard to, if I gain weight, to, and I'm like, I would starve myself for a while, and then the scale wouldn't move. It would like, I would want to throw my scale out the window. But it does, every time I count my calories, it does work. I just can't, like I said, I just can't sustain it. It just won't. I get bored with it and I start eating what I
Yeah,
want to eat.
listen, it's
Popeyes,
whatever.
Chinese food, doesn't matter.
Yeah, whatever that we're doing at this age is it's a lot harder to maintain than it was when we were in our 20s, 30s, and even 40s. I find it hard to keep muscle on since I turned 50. I have to do more to maintain like my physique than I did when I was in my 30s or 40s. When I was Colby's age and these guys' age, it was nothing to just go to the gym, you know, lift and whatever gains I had, I could keep. Now it's not like that anymore. Like I have to do more to basically look the same or feel the same.
Yeah.
So
And my
it's a lot
and like I
harder.
said, my problem has been I wouldn't mind the weight. I wasn't looking terrible with the weight on, but it's just I have so many clothes. I don't want to have to buy any more clothes. Like I didn't like the way my clothes are fitting me. I know that sounds vain, but that was a big part of it. I need to wait because I don't want to buy more pants. I don't want to buy more shirts. I like the clothes that I have. I'm able to find the exact same style I like to wear. So
Let me ask you a question. You play pickleball. So like how many calories do you think you're burning when you play pickleball? Typical game or
So at
typical
Apple,
outing?
we're on for the month of May, we've been doing a fitness challenge. Basically,
Hmm.
it's anyone who has an Apple Watch and they sign up for the challenge, they can be in, and you win like this. Every year it's a little different. One year we won a limited sports bag. I won
Hmm.
water bottles. This year they give it out like a special edition watch band. So, because usually I don't wear my watch when I play pickleball, but I've been wearing it. I probably burn about maybe 250 to 300, 350 calories when I'm playing pickleball
How long
in
are
that
you
range.
playing typically?
Like 2 hours,
2 hours.
sometimes two and a half. Yeah, in that range. So
but that's what your
I'm burning
watch
that.
is.
Lots of steps
That's what your
in when I'm
watch is
doing that.
telling
I'm
you.
active in that. That's my watch is telling me. Yeah. So I've been because before I rarely wore my watch when I played pickleball. But like I said, I'm trying to get this. I'm in this challenge. So and that's probably helped a little bit. The challenge has helped me lose weight, and the fact that I'm actually back on a pickleball court. When I gained the 12 pounds, I wasn't playing pickleball as much. So I have been a lot more active, but I didn't see the scales move as much until I started counting my calories. And again, I know I'm like in a groove right now, but I can see it coming
So
where
do
I'm
you
gonna be
feel
like, you know
like
what? I really want that cheesesteak.
do you
I'm
feel
not
like
gonna
when you're
log it.
not counting calories that you're overeating or undereating? Like eating more calories than what you're counting when you count?
I'm and what I it's funny you said it. What I do, I try to okay, I'm not gonna log it, but I think I know how many calories this thing has. So I'm gonna in my head, I'm trying to calculate, okay, if I'm gonna eat maybe 2,400 calories today, I'm going to
Mhm.
okay, I think this is it. So
Yeah,
instead of logging it, I kind of
yeah,
count in my head, and it never works.
yeah. You hear people
I
do
start
that a
gaining
lot.
weight. So
It's kinda
that's
trying
what
to eyeball it
I
and
start doing.
they're way off the
So
mark all the time.
yeah, I'm always wrong. Yeah. And when I notice when I'm logging it, I'm always every day I'm coming up short. I feel full and I'm like, I don't really need anything else. And I'm like ending the day with like 400 calories I probably couldn't eat, but I'm really not that hungry. But anyway, I don't want to like whine about it, but it has been like a struggle for me to kind of maintain it. I'm finally fitting to my clothes, but I have a feeling when summer's over, I'm probably going to go back to some bad habits and I just, but that's always in my cycle. I don't really know how to,
My 2 cents, Chuck, I would advise don't give up, like, those things that you like to eat, like the cheesesteaks that you like to have, but I would make sure that you have, like, what you need to eat before you have that. So, like, try your best to eat
okay.
every 3 to 4 hours, try to get 3 to 4 good meals in of whole natural foods, and then have what you like to have, like, after a meal of, like, whole natural foods.
That's Colby, that's a great point because I know when I would go into work and I always bring my lunch, right? And I always try to eat well. I'm not gonna say healthy, I always try to eat well. But then like at lunch, some guys will order some pizza and they may order a pizza that I really do like, a vodka pizza or whatever. And before I would get a slice, I would just eat my lunch, make sure I eat my lunch and I'm satisfied with my lunch and then go get
Mhm.
a half a slice of pizza. I just want to taste it, right? But typically, if I didn't eat my lunch, I taste one slice, I go get another slice, and wind up having 3 slices.
Right, you're gonna be less likely to
Can't do
eat
that.
more of it, and there might be a time when you might not even want what you usually would want after eating your balanced
Oh, I
meal.
see what you're saying.
So
Yeah, that
that
makes
would
sense.
yeah, I would, advise that once, because you shouldn't be in a I don't think anybody should count
And
calories, I've
dude,
said
look
it before on forever, like, that's something you do to get, like, an idea and to understand how your body works, and then you kinda take that information and try your best to live a regular life and enjoy, what you can.
Colby, I got a question for you. So for me, with my job, working at the post office, as a carrier, it's a very physical job. And especially when I'm outside, I have to adapt to the weather. I got to adapt to the environment depending on the route and the load of the mail that comes in. So my day, starts at 7 and depending on the day could end around 3, could end at
Mhm.
6, could end at
Wow, yeah.
7:30, right? And as a result, I have it's hard for me to compensate to eat because I don't wake up hungry, right? Because I wake up like at 5 o'clock in the morning and I don't wake up hungry. I'll bring a snack. I'll bring like some cold cuts. I'll bring some like fruit, but that's it. And then it's just work. And it's a lot of material. It's a lot of mail, and it takes a toll on you. And I end up like not eating a lot. So as a result, I don't have like the luxury to always eat it because I'm not very
you hungry.
fast. I'm not very fast with my job. So it's hard for me to eat because
Yeah,
then I
because 'cause you're
come home
super
and I eat
hungry.
a
You're
lot
gonna be super hungry after that long
sometimes.
day.
Yeah. And I try to avoid that as much
No,
as
you
possible,
that's
but
tough to
I don't know how to not do that all the time.
Do you get a lunch break?
You do, you get 30 minutes, but it's like, again, you're just adapting to the
so
environment. Like, I have to bring a lunchbox with me. It's not like there's a
so my 2
microwave in
cents,
my truck.
Drew, what I would
Yeah.
advise you, the number one thing that I think you should do is try your best to get protein in the morning. Like, I know you said that you wake up at 5 o'clock, you're not in a mood to eat at all, but if you can get in protein, some form of protein in the morning, you're gonna be so much better off throughout the rest of the day. Like, you're not gonna binge as much when you come home, like, from your long day, you're not gonna eat as much, and it's just gonna set you up, it's
Mhm.
just gonna set you up better for the rest of the day. Do you bring a lunch for the 30 minutes, or do you usually Oh, you said you bring snacks and stuff.
Like I said,
Yeah,
I
so
bring fruit
that'll
and some
be
cold cuts,
fruit
and
and cola cuts.
that's as much, it'll sustain me Sometimes I have to pick up a snack if I have time or if it's available.
Hey, Drew, my 2 cents, I would suggest a meal replacement, like shake or protein. That'll help out a lot, I think.
Yeah, that'd be a
Especially if you
great
like to take
start.
it in the morning and maybe again in the afternoon. Like like you just keep it in the cooler if you want, or if you have a refrigerator at work,
Hmm.
just throw it in the fridge. Make it before you leave, throw it in the fridge, or make it the night before, throw it in the fridge, and just that's like an on-the-go thing. You drink it while you're working. Like that'll
That'd be a
help a lot,
great start.
help out a lot,
And
I
and
think.
you'll have more
Mm.
energy during work by eating something in the morning. It's gonna be tough, like, to
Hmm.
adjust to it at first because 'cause you're not gonna want to, but I think, yeah, the protein, the meal replacement protein, that's a good start, and then you can upgrade to, like, doing egg, like 1 or 2 eggs, maybe a Greek yogurt, some
No, you had your hand raised.
Yeah, so I was gonna like give you an because I was kind of having the same issue as you because I wake up early for work and usually I wake up I don't have enough time to like make anything in the morning, so I'd be making a overnight oat like the night before, like with like some oats, protein powder, yogurt, some almond milk, like some fruit, and so I'll eat that like if I'm in the shop we have like a break at like 10. I'll eat that real quick, or like if I'm on the job somewhere, if I'm out on the road, I'll just eat it in the van on the way there. And also like during lunchtime, like there really wasn't anything for me to heat up, like anywhere for me to heat up sometimes, unless I was in the shop. So I bought a like heated lunchbox that I could like plug in. It could plug into like the car, the van. That was like a little car charger, or it could plug into like outlet, and like I'd just be putting like usually I just eat like ground beef and like a carb or something, and like some veggies, or like some some chicken and like some rice or something, like whatever you want.
It's cool.
And I've been doing that. It's because I was tired of making like cold cut sandwiches and like eating yogurt at lunch. Because
Yeah, because
I felt like those meals would be probably more calories than the ground beef and potatoes, and
Yeah,
it's like a lot less food. Like
right.
it's way less calorie dense. So
less salt probably.
yeah, I've been because I've been trying to just eat more whole food and such.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I bought like a heated lunchbox on Amazon for like it was probably like $30 maybe, like twenty
That's
dollars. It
nice.
was on sale, and it's been working pretty good. So like I would look into that. How are you? And like making some the night before for breakfast because like in the morning like I don't be wanting to do anything. I just like
Yeah,
roll out
so
of
like the
bed.
night before makes sense. I like having.
Do you
I
like
hate
oats?
protein powder. I hate protein powder, and the idea of having.
Yeah,
What
like
did
a
you? What did you?
shake. The shakes like I feel like those don't really fill me up as much, and like they're kind of like less. It's kind of like a struggle to get them down sometimes.
I have to.
So
I gotta stay
you
hydrated too. I
like
always drink like a
you like oatmeal,
big
right?
ass like what?
You like oatmeal?
I like cream of wheat.
Okay, well it's kind of like that the overnight oats. Like I could show you what I do, see if you like it. And there's like some like I'd be using Ghost protein powder. They have like a lot of like flavors. Like if you're tired of just like basic vanilla
I don't
or like
believe in
something,
protein powder. I believe in protein.
then don't then you don't need to use it.
You shut up. You hush.
I
I think
know.
he's right.
This is a good conversation. We're not
I
screaming
know.
at each other. This
Well
is very civil.
I know. And my dad is
well, yeah, that was a really good combo, guys.
Anyways, this is not a reflection of the post office or any other job that I work at. Disclaimer.
Disclaimer. This box sounds pretty dope.
The lunchbox again. It kind of takes a little while. It probably takes like 30 minutes to heat up. Like 12 volts, 24 volts.
Speaking of taking a little time to heat
Alright.
up, the Phillies took a little time to heat up this year, but they've heated up and are one of the hottest teams in baseball going into their series against the Dodgers. Starting this weekend, you guys got Zach Wheeler on the mound Friday night against the Dodgers. How you guys feeling? I mean, 2 games above 500. That's huge for the Phillies. Huge for you guys. Proud of you. Back on the other side of
Appreciate that.
of winning
Appreciate that.
ways.
Troy, how do you sleep at night knowing your son is a Yankees fan?
I sleep like a baby at night. I don't care that he's a Yankee.
So, Chuck, I want to ask you, the Phillies are 20-8 since firing their manager and having Don Mattingly step in. What
Thank you,
has
son.
been for you? What's been the biggest change? What have you seen from the team that's been different? And how excited are you for this Dodger series? Would taking 1 game out of the series be a win? Would taking 2 out of 3 be a win? Could you take all 3? Like, what's the expectation going into this series? How have you been feeling? Yeah.
Well, to answer your first question first, the difference has been 2 things. One, the pitching has been outstanding. Wheeler's come back. I think he should be drug tested. He's been awesome. Christopher Sanchez he's the best pitcher in baseball. He has the best changeup in baseball. He's been awesome since the firing. if Troy wants to say, "Hey, it's the voices, a different voice in their ear," sure, we can go there. But it's been the pitching. The other thing it has been is the schedule has been different. They haven't played even though the Cubs have lost how many 11 or 12 in a row. When the Phillies were playing them, they were a top team in baseball. And then they're not playing the Braves. It seemed like they were playing the Cubs and the Braves every day early in the season. And since the firing, they've played really bad teams, and they've dominated those teams as they should. They have a Phillies have a good squad, so they've been dominating those underachieving teams. Even though they play Pittsburgh, Pittsburgh's actually a decent team, but they beat Pittsburgh. They won that series at least. So that's been to me the difference: the pitching and the schedule. You have to give Don Mattingly some credit. Whatever he's doing, I mean, he's the manager in charge right now, so he deserves some credit for the turnaround. As for
I
the
know it hurts you
Dodgers
to say that.
series, it
I
does
know it
hurt.
hurts you to say
That
that.
hurt a lot. I might edit that part out. As for the Dodgers series, it depends. I don't think Shohei's pitching because I think he pitched the other day. And he hurt his hand. So if they say they lose the series, they win 1 out of 3 games. But if the games are close and 1-run games, I'll feel decent about it. If they get swept or they're even if they win 1 game and they get dominated in the other 2 games, I'll be a little disappointed. If they win 2 out of 3, close or blowout, it doesn't matter. I will be pretty impressed. But this is a measuring stick. This is probably the best team obviously the Dodgers are considered the best team in baseball anyway, but this is by far the best team they've played since Manning has taken over. So I think it's a measuring stick for him too. I hope he does well. As much as I don't believe the manager makes that much of a difference, I think he and the media probably looks at this as a measuring stick game, a series for the Phillies. So that's my thoughts. Pitching, schedule, got to give the manager some credit. And I just want them to be competitive against the Dodgers to see where they kind of measure up against them, and I'll be happy.
Let me ask you and Drew. I'm sorry, you and Noah a question. Noah put something in the chat a couple of days ago about the right-handed bats for the Phillies and how they were last in the majors in damn near every category. Do you guys have any major concerns about that? Do you think it's going to change, or is it going to relatively remain the same throughout the year?
Well, go ahead. No, you want to take that? I have my thoughts, but you want to take it.
I think a lot of things contribute to why our righties are so bad. Trey was started off very slow. Adolis he's been very disappointing, I should say.
I think he's been consistent. He has moments.
I don't think he hasn't played any difference than Castellanos.
I don't want moments anyway. Also, Bohm started off very slow as well. Those are like three like everyday players, all righties. It seems Trey's heating up a little bit. I know like the past maybe like 3 or 4 games been playing very well. Hopefully that's a sign of a change to come. I know he's a very capable hitter. He's won the batting title multiple times. He's had a lot of big moments. He gets paid a lot of money. So hopefully he could, improve. Bohm, I don't know. I was rooting for Bohm like the past couple of years, but I kind of gave up this year. I really wanted the Phillies to sign Gino Suarez. I feel like he signed for really cheap and for a year. I wanted them to sign him in the offseason, but I guess they thought Bohm was good enough for that. Yeah, Bohm's played very well at times in his career. He was an all-star a couple years ago. I'm not saying we need an all-star from him. I just don't want like a 500 OPS like he has. And who else are you talking about? Oh, Dolis. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like if the Phillies play a lefty, we're probably gonna lose more times than not. But if they play righty, I'm not that worried. But I don't know. They need to make a move somehow for that. They can't just let this rock unless guys start playing out of their minds, which I don't see happening.
Yeah, I agree, because the last thing you want to see is this year by Sanchez go to waste because of the lack of hitting.
Yeah, well, they just need to win the wild card, and they're in good position to do that. Just on the right-handed hitting, no hit on the head with Trey. He's starting to warm up, and I don't know if you guys noticed, they shuffled the lineup a little bit. They put Scherber at leadoff. Trey's hitting second, and he's been killing it in the second spot. So hopefully that continues. But they've had a problem with a right-handed power hitter since Rhys Hoskins left. I mean, I guess maybe Castellanos' first year he did okay.
Yeah.
But since Rhys left, they really hasn't. Was that?
I said, yeah, he did well enough, Castellanos, that first year.
Yeah. So it's been a struggle, and I think that's why I threw so much money at Bo Bichette, which I'm glad he's the Quentin Grimes of baseball for us because he's a bust. They're gonna wind up paying 40-something million dollars for 1 year, and he has a player option. So I'm glad that, we dodged that bullet. But like Noah said, at the trade deadline, they're gonna have to. I don't know who's out there, but they're gonna have to like get a right-handed power hitter. But it's been a struggle since Reese left. I don't know who they're gonna get. Go ahead, no, I'm sorry.
Like about wait, what were you saying? No, no. About the trade deadline acquisition, like I don't know like who we can get. Like I know like one guy I have my like eye on is like Taylor Ward from the Orioles. Like
Yeah, but
he hasn't had a lot of power this year, but he gets on base a lot. That'd be nice. He has the ability to hit for a lot of power. Like last year, he had maybe like 30 home runs last year. But the Phillies, like who who do the Phillies have? I'm not really like too in tune with like the Phillies like farm system that much, but like it feels like we have like the weakest farm in like the MLB because like we never bring anyone up. When we do, like they're not that good. Like one guy we didn't really talk about was Crawford. Like he hasn't been playing well. He was playing well in the beginning of the year. He's probably like our third best hitter,
how
but
are you defining playing well?
he hasn't been
This
playing
is
well.
hitting. You don't give
Offensively,
his defense.
defensively, he
I think
was like
he's playing okay.
he was maybe, but like he was like one of the worst graded defender in the MLB according to outs above average. He was that like a couple weeks ago when I saw it was like minus 11 outs above average or something like that, which is like crazy.
What's your eye test telling you?
I mean, we can't really see the whole thing, so I don't know. But
Yeah.
I don't really like the defensive stats. Like I don't really like think they're like I don't think they're like definitive. Like this guy's a bad defender because of this, or like, but like I has to mean something a little bit to be like
Yeah. Yeah,
really
I'll
like.
take it's a factor. But I liked what he's doing and he's meeting my expectations as a rookie. He may not be like I wish he hit a little more power.
Yeah, yeah, but what I'm saying is like this is like the first guy the Phillies have brought up in like forever to like be a spade. He's like really mid right now.
Yeah.
I think
Mantra grew up in the era. I mean, obviously, when when Chase and Howard and Rollins and Myers and Hamels, that was a anomaly to some extent. But you're right, they haven't brought up anybody since. Abe Miller, he's still hurt, right? Yeah, so he's not coming up. He's to save the day at third base for us. So, but they have some pitching prospects they could use to get some, get a bat. So we'll see what happens with the trade deadline. We're far away from there, but yeah, I'm pretty optimistic.
one guy is that
Thanks,
Dante
Yankees.
Nori guy that was like first team All WBC. Like well, I don't know why he can't get a shot. Like our outfield's really weak except for Brandon Marsh, who's been playing really well. Shout out Brandon Marsh. You know, Troy hates him for some reason.
Who's that?
Brandon Marsh.
Brandon Marsh.
I'm starting to come around to him. He's playing well.
Yeah, I
I
love
don't
Brandon
hate him
Marsh.
anymore.
I love Brandon Marsh. I
I
don't
know
know.
you do.
And I like Casty too. Like just he was really like mid. Like he used to swing on like every slider, like outside, like 3 feet outside the zone. But I just liked him as like I love him in the interviews. Like he seems like a good locker room guy. Like he seems like he
You and Rob Thompson, you both loved him for that.
man.
Good locker
They
room
had
guy.
beef.
It's great.
They had beef.
Yeah, good luck, but he's a locker room guy. Like it's just I hate that. I hate that term. I never want to hear it again.
And anyways, I don't know why Dante Nori can't get a shot. I don't know how he's been playing in the minor leagues. I don't really pay attention to the minor league stats unless they like pop up on my feed. But like our outfield's like sucks. It always sucked. It sucked for like since Harper like left the outfield. It wasn't even that good then.
Hey, Colby, can we trade anyone to the Yankees for a right-handed bat? Like, who do you guys have?
Corey's a lefty too, so like it's not even like that's all their issues. It would just be another lefty outfielder. But
Do you want to trade anybody on the Yankees right now? Give me a name.
what's
Judge?
you're on mute, Colby?
Yeah, can we get Judge for
What's the
minor league
price on
pitcher?
Giancarlo Stanton?
You guys,
Where's he gonna
You don't
play?
want him.
What about like
You don't want.
Aaron Nola, and Alec Bohm for Stanton?
I would probably do it, but where's he gonna play?
Anywhere.
No, he
Anywhere?
can't.
Okay.
You haven't watched
I
this guy.
don't. We're
He
No,
can't.
I mean
He can't.
we'll probably put him at DH, but like Schwarber, like he's gonna have to go.
Well, where's Schwarber going to play that?
Schwarber, I don't know. I feel like Schwarber could play first, and like Bryce has expressed
And
that he
Bryce
could.
going back to the outfield?
I don't see an issue with that. We had Casty out there for like 3 years, so why can't Harper go out there? He's expressed that he would do that. Like when the Phillies
He
wanted to
did say that.
sign Pete Alonso, like they were like, he was like, "Hey, I'll go back to the
I
outfield."
don't think you're gonna want to. You don't want to sign Stan for. I don't know how much he costs, but
I was joking.
I've seen enough of Stanton in the Yankee uniform because the Yankee games are always on here.
You want that in the
If
If Stan
wait, you
came to
don't
the Phillies,
want
he'd be the best righty on
wait.
the team.
Dude,
You've seen enough of Stanton, and
no, because he'll play, and he's like MB. He's gonna play 20
but he's
games.
gonna be a Hall of Famer in the
That's
playoffs
fair.
Like
when he plays.
He's
I
a
don't know, son.
walking
I've seen him. I've
hamstring
seen him fall
injury
down in a
waiting to
Yankee
happen.
uniform in the
Huh?
playoffs too. So I'm just saying, I've seen him fall down in the
He's
playoffs
one of the
also in a Yankee
greatest Yankee
uniform. So
playoff performers
he's
of
not.
all time, arguably the
I know,
best.
Stan?
Yeah,
Stan?
I don't. Are you just basing this over last year?
What about like
2 years
Jorge
ago?
Posada's rolling over in his
from a
grave right now.
from a
Stan or
statistical
Reggie Jackson?
standpoint,
Like,
Yeah, I know.
what do you think?
and a clutchness standpoint, he's one of the greatest playoff performers in Yankees
Does he
history.
have a World
That's
Series?
a team
Does he have a championship?
statistic. I'm talking about as an individual. He's one
No.
of the greatest playoff performers in Yankee history. He is. He's been really, really, really great.
You're gonna have to throw some
Have you
numbers
looked
up
at the
here
Yankees'
for us.
history?
I don't
Colby?
think he has.
It is pretty impressive.
I don't think he has.
From a
I don't think he has. Well, anyway,
I
besides
could name
Stan,
like 20
why
Yankees before I
do you
get to
want to give
Stan.
up Stan? I don't want Stan. Give me another name.
if we're in the business of making a trade,
You didn't say that. I
we
said
need
that
a closer.
jokingly.
Well, Jazz
Jazz?
is a lefty.
You want to give us Jazz?
But we would need a
He's a
closer.
lefty.
We
We
would
don't
need a
need any more
reliever
lefties.
because that's one of our weakest spots right now with the way that David Bednar's been pitching.
You guys are gonna find like a bunch of like prospects to just give up and like get every reliever and at the trade deadline like you guys
Probably.
always do anyways. I don't know.
Kobe, where's all that money? Where's all that money going, Kobe? Like you could have a reliever.
It's
But
going to their five MVP
we're paying
players on their
players. Like the three relievers that we got at last year's trade deadline are all stinking up the joint. So, I mean,
But when you guys did that, I was like, dang, like the Yankees probably gonna go. I thought Doval and Bednar like
they were good. They were really
gonna, like,
good last year, but they've been unplayable this year.
I don't know how like Doval like even gets hit. He throws like a 103 like cutters and like somehow they get hit. I don't understand.
And
baseball
we're
somehow.
also not in the business of giving up bats with the way that we're kind of top heavy in our lineup. Like the bottom of our lineup isn't as consistent. So like Anthony Volpe would probably be a name, but he's been playing well lately. And
Okay, we're talking. We can do a deal for him. I like him a lot, actually.
but we also like I
What?
said, the bottom of our lineup is shaky, and we might need him with the way he's been playing well lately. So, and he's a young player.
You want to give up assets to get Anthony Volpe, Dad?
He said relief. He would look for a relief pitcher. Yeah, I will give up a relief pitcher for him.
He would have to do something
We can
pretty
help each other out.
outlandish to get traded for a relief.
Where would he play on the team? Where would he play on the team, Dad?
Hold up, you gave me Stanton. I can find a place for him.
Well, Stan is
You-
a good bat. Volpe's a good defender, but he's he's not a good bat. I like Volpe. I'll root for him.
He's a shaky
But
shortstop.
I hear Yankee fans talk about Volpe like he's like
No,
next to Hitler.
yeah,
Like,
I don't understand Yankee fans that are like that. He's really shaky in the infield. Like he's been at the top of the majors in errors the past few years. But he's a young player. Like they were expecting him to be the next Jeter. That was never going to happen. He's going through
Can he play third?
a little slump in his career right now. I think that's all it is. And he was injured. Like he got injured in the offseason. He was coming back, rehabbing. So it's been taking him a little while to get up to speed. But yeah, fans are crazy. Fans are crazy about Anthony Volpe. He does not deserve all the hate that he gets. Speaking of being crazy, Eagles first practice, crazy about them birds. Had their first
That's good.
practice last Wednesday, this past week. Got some notes from the OTA. Jalen Hurts was playing. Mekhi Lemon was out there. Saquon Barkley looking fresh, looking fast, according to reports. I saw that Jalen Hurts hit Mekhi Lemon over the middle of the field a lot in that practice, which is a good sign, knowing how we've talked about Jalen not throwing in the middle of the field last year. Really curious to see how Mekhi is obviously utilized with this A.J. Brown trade probably pending pretty soon. Devontae Smith's probably going to be the number one. Can be targeted a whole lot. How Mekhi Lemon fits in, how those other receivers fit in is going to be interesting. How do you think, I'll kick it to you first, Chuck. How do you think, are you encouraged at all by anything from this Eagles first practice? I don't know if you read the notes from it, but Saquon looked really good. Mekhi was
Yes.
involved. What are your takeaways?
My biggest takeaway was, I don't know if you guys noticed, when Jalen talked about,
AJ
what's the
Sean
new
Mannion.
offensive coordinator's name?
Mannion.
Mannion.
How different
Like-
it was from when
Yeah.
Patullo.
He was complimenting him. You've never heard anything from Botulo. You've never heard, like, Jalen never said one nice word about that man. And I'm not saying the offense is going to be a juggernaut. I think they are. I think it'll be like top 5 offense. They just have the talent to do it. But just Jalen being optimistic about it, and he just had a glow about him. And I'm like reading into a lot of it, but just having that positive vibe, I think is positive. So that was the biggest thing I took out of it. There's a couple other things. I don't know why Andy Dalton was taking second team snaps at quarterback. That was kind of weird to me. What's that other
rookie?
kid's name? What's that quarterback? No, the
Tanner
one
McKee?
everyone wanted to bench Jalen for. Tanner McKee, yeah. He was taking third string snaps. I don't know what's going on with Andy Dalton.
He's gone, bro.
I guess he's gone. So that stood out for me. The other thing was Mekhi Lemon. He was with the first team. They threw him right in there, which is encouraging. So I'm glad about that. And the other thing was, I don't know if you saw Vic Fangio's comments during base. Cooper DeJean's going to be the safety opposite Drew Makuba, he had a full practice, so he seems to be back from the injury. So it was a lot of positive things. I don't know about the whole Cooper DeJean thing. I don't, he probably doesn't want to be labeled as a safety because they don't get paid. But doing base, which the Eagles don't run a lot of base, and other teams don't, they always have some receiver in the slot, so he's going to be playing the slot corner anyway. But I thought it was interesting that he said that Cooper will be the safety opposite Nakuba in base defense. So there's a lot of good nuggets in there.
Dad, what was your biggest takeaway from Eagles' first practice?
To be honest with you, I don't really have any takeaways. OTAs are, it's good to see guys back out there on the field, but I don't really put too much into OTAs right now.
Dude, that's all we got.
I know, but I like, it's like,
ain't nothing going on.
I don't like, they're out there really hitting. I don't put too much into it. It is good to, like, Chuck, to your point about Lemon, like, I think they're probably going to slot him in as the number 2 receiver. Like, who else do we have at this point?
I thought it was going to be a battle between him. Who's the guy that got from Green Bay?
Wicks,
yeah,
DeAndre Wicks.
I thought they were battle for like the number 2
Like,
spot.
he wasn't on the field for OTA, right? He wasn't. I think he's hurt or something.
Why did we not expect Mekhi Lemon to be?
Yeah, you drafted him.
I knew that would wake you up. Mekhi Lemon's now the new AJ Brown for you, Noah.
No, but I think
I can't say anything bad about him.
You have
we
to
spent a first round pick on him when we didn't need a receiver. Why would we not play him? We were just going to put him on the bench.
Well, they gave up draft capital to get Wicks, and he supposedly knows this offense.
They gave up draft capital.
He knows the offense. I thought they might battle for.
They gave up draft capital to get Mekhi Lemon.
But they both can be on the field. They can both be on the field at the same time. They can start.
But my point is, I think you have to assume that Lemon's going to be the number 2. They're going to give him a shot to be the number 2 receiver.
Which is fine, but I'm saying without an NFL track record, we're just going to just throw him in there? Okay. I mean, I thought it'd be a little bit of, hey, he's a rookie.
No, but we did the same thing with Devontae Smith, right? Like, to me...
Well, they had nobody, Troy. At that point, they had nobody.
Who do we have right now besides Devontae Smith?
It's not.
They got a whole bunch of receivers. But not starting. Not starting Kyle. I don't mean it like that. But Wicks is like a capable... starting receiver. What am I like a crazy person?
Yeah, it's not it's not the 1980s anymore. Like receivers come into the league.
Stuck in the past.
Receivers come into the league and like they're NFL ready.
What do you know about the 80s?
I know that in the 80s, like that's why nowadays you see a bunch of these rookie receivers like breaking the all-time rookie record because they come in. Puka Nacua was like a 7th round pick. 7th round pick. Puka Nacua came in and had the most receiving yards ever by a rookie.
He was a second round pick. He was a 7th round pick. You said second or 7th?
He was like 4th, maybe 5th. I don't remember what he was. He wasn't in the top 3 rounds.
Listen to your son. He's right.
No,
you got it.
That's why
I'm sorry I said something bad about Mekhi Lemon.
You didn't say anything. Okay.
I'm sorry.
I think he'll play a lot of snaps. I think he'll be on the field a whole lot.
You didn't say anything about him. I just think it's stupid. Why would we not start our first round wide receiver that we just picked?
Because they just traded for someone who played in that guy's in Emmanuel's offense. I thought maybe he'd get a shot at starting. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, you're right, Dad. He is.
Maybe he will. But my point is they're going to give Lemon a great shot to be that number 2 receiver.
He can be productive without starting. Fine, he's starting. He's fine. He's starting. He probably will start. From what I guess Wicks wasn't there anyway, right?
No, he wasn't there. But
He
like,
wasn't there.
I mean, like to Noah's point, why wouldn't you start him? Like, do you think he doesn't have a handle on the
No, I mean
offensive playbook?
he can
Like,
still be productive without starting. You don't have to. I don't know. I thought it was
dude,
interesting. He just all of a sudden he's the without like
I'm more of a
he's not coming
guy.
into like a Devontae situation. They have some players.
Yeah, listen, I'm more of a guy. Listen, you
Take that
want to
look off your
know
face.
sooner. You want to know sooner rather than later if a guy is going to be productive for you, right? So just throw him into the fire. I'm all for that. You get thrown into the fire, see what you can do, take your lumps early, and then
Okay, I'm with it. I'm fine.
move
And
on
maybe
from there.
this does say something about how he has maybe picked up the playbook, how his character has been around the guys, that they do trust him enough at this point. So yeah, either way, love to see.
Listen, the only person that has to trust him is Jalen. So if he trusts him, we're good. I'm good.
Let me ask you a question real quick. And I know you guys are going to jump on me, but I'm going to ask it anyway because we're doing a podcast. We need some spice in here. Is there any reservation that Devontae could be a legit
Yeah,
number one?
of course.
I got a little, like little hesitation. I know he can.
No, you said, is there any reservation?
I think he can.
Yeah, I
Like
said, yeah, of course. Like, yeah.
Yeah. I think
'Cause
that's
we haven't
I think
seen it.
that's fair. Yeah. Troy, how about you? You have any like?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's not when you think about him in Alabama. Like, there's some reservation, but when I go back and think about him in Alabama, I'm like, yeah, he could probably handle it. Like his workload probably could have increased even with AJ here. So like, I have no issue with him being a number one. Not at all. I mean,
What
listen,
about you,
I'd
Noah?
rather.
No, I don't have any reservations about that. Yeah, he just had like 2022. He had like 1,200 yards being the number 2. He's probably like a top 5 route runner in the NFL. He looked like he put on some size when I saw a little TikTok video that
Listen,
the Eagles put out.
I could get open with AJ on the other side. I could get like, I'm not saying I catch the ball, but I get some
I don't think you.
separation.
I don't think
Anyways,
you could. Not with that
Oh,
shoulder.
I can't get
You cannot.
separation, Troy.
No, you won't. You would not be able to get separation with that shoulder.
I said I catch it with AJ on the other
You're
side.
not
Something's
getting
getting
separation.
separated.
Who are you getting
It's not going
separation
to be
on?
you and a defender. Something's getting separated.
Right.
It is an interesting
Anyways.
question, I think. We haven't seen it. He is like, but I feel like he's one of those guys, his entire career, he's been doubted. Like, he's always been, oh, he's too skinny.
Right.
He's too small. He's going to get hurt. And
He's going to get hurt.
kind of like, almost like
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts. He's always just defied the odds and he's found a way to shut everybody up. And, I mean, Devontae's like on another level.
And he might be also
too.
going through,
Like, he was a Heisman winner in college, and he's done everything that he's done, being the number 2 here in Philly all these years. So I'm not worried about him being the number 1 at all, but I think it's fair to have a reservation because we haven't seen it up to this point.
Yeah, and I think I'm hoping he has a chip on his shoulder about, hey, it's a perception that I'm getting the scraps or I'm getting open because of AJ Brown on the other end a lot of times. So maybe he's saying, listen, I'm gonna prove everyone wrong that I can be a volume receiver, a big play receiver, which he's done, but it's a different ask. He's gonna get the best corner every game.
Devontae Smith
And
is
they're
a
gonna
more
game plan around him. What's that?
Devontae Smith is a more polished receiver than AJ Brown is. AJ Brown just
But he's usually gonna have the
he's
best
just a
corner
physical
on him.
monster. I mean,
Best
like I
corner is
said,
going to have to do with Devontae,
He
too.
also had the most productive college season of all time. Like I said, he's probably a top 5 route runner in the NFL. He has great hands, great catch radius, great down the field tracking on the ball. He might be like frail, but he plays up, plays tough.
Yeah, he doesn't miss games. I wouldn't consider him frail, but I mean, he's slight in terms of build.
Knock on wood. Knock on wood.
And it's not like this whole separation thing. Like he was running plays that Kevin Petullo was calling. Like it's not like he was being helped out by that in any way. And he still like found a way to.
Did he have 1,000-yard season
be
last year?
productive.
That's a great point.
No.
Yeah, he did.
I thought he and AJ both
He
did.
did.
He did.
Yeah.
They might have. He might have.
So
snuck it.
even in this new offense, I can't get separation.
No.
Is that what you're telling me? No.
In this new
No.
offense, like it's apparently supposed to be like this McVay Shanahan style offense. That's only gonna like help him out even more.
Can't wait to see it.
I'm
Football
excited.
season can't come soon enough. Got the NBA Finals coming up. A lot of exciting things. World Cup too.
Hold up. Time. Zach put something in the chat. Did you read it? I'm not talking about it.
Yeah, me either.
Only because my laptop's gonna
Colby
die
did.
soon.
Colby, you want to talk about it? Like, all right. Well, we talk about it. It's quick. It's a quick conversation. It's about Jackson Dart situation about him introducing Trump. I'm happy that he did it. I hope it breaks up their locker room. I hope whoever is guarding him, whoever's protecting him on the offensive line, gets sick of it and be like, you know what? F this dude. I'm gonna let
I
him
guess
tee off on this guy. I'm all for it. I've been killing we have cousins that are Giant fans. And Colby's uncle's a Giant fan. As soon as I saw this, I sent it to him. Like
What were
just
their
killing them.
what do they think? Because after
They
watching the the thing on HBO or whatever it's called, I liked again, it was overproduced, but I liked him as a leader. He seemed like a good leader, and he's productive on the football field. But what was their reaction to their quarterback? I'm thinking if that was my quarterback, I would be
their
side-eyeing
first
him.
their first reaction, and both were lock in step, were to bring up Saquon Barkley when he went to
Mm,
go visit Trump. That was the thing. Like it was just total defense. They didn't say they hated it. Maybe they spoke among themselves and say they hated it, but it was just straight. Wait, I'm deflecting this. I'm
okay.
deflecting this as much as I possibly
It's
can.
whataboutism.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting. We talked about algorithms this morning a little bit. I'm trying to kind of rework my algorithm. I don't want a lot of politics on my algorithm as much, so I'll try not to click on things that I know they're trying to get me to react to. I saw it. I talked to people at work that are Giant fans. A little bit of that, Troy, but for the most part, they had mixed emotions about it. I approached them because I had an idea of like DJ we had on the podcast. I kind of know how he leaned politically, so I
Mhm.
talked to him about it. He didn't like it, but he said, listen, I got to be honest. If he gets off to a really good start, fans that are upset right now are going to forget about it. And he's absolutely right.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
he's
going to
right.
happen. But I do agree with you but not only who he's endorsing or who he's supporting, I don't think any quarterback, even if they say it was another quarterback who, I don't know, had a podcast with Barack Obama, I think there might be some teammates who may lean right and say, I don't like that. I don't think it's healthy for any athlete to publicly lean either way right now. It's just not good. Maybe this is
They should.
if you're leaning in the right, if you're leaning right, it's even more so. But even if you're leaning left, you are going to get some heat as well. Is this not really? It's not for your
Well,
image to do it. And this Saquon thing, I know you want to talk to her. He had his worst season last year. He had a terrible season
yeah.
last year. So, and I know about you, but I unfollowed him. I want him to do well on the Eagles. I don't buy jerseys anyway, but I wouldn't buy his merch. I wouldn't represent, put Barkley in the back of my jersey. I wanted him to do well because he was on the Eagles, but it did make me change my image about who he is. So yeah, that's all I
No,
got. Go ahead,
no
Noah.
one. You raised your hand.
Couple of things. One, there's a difference between like going on a golf outing with Trump and then like opening like his ceremony for him and like saying, that's different things. I wasn't in agreement with Saquon doing that, but I wasn't like, since he did this, he supports the guy. Maybe he just wanted to like get to know him for himself, get a gauge on him himself instead of seeing what the media says. He never publicly like said, "Oh, I support Donald Trump." I will also, but at the same time, I wasn't a fan of it. Said also, I really liked Jackson Dart before he got drafted. When I played College Football 25, the video game, he was I rebuilt Ole Miss. He was my quarterback. I liked him. Then he got drafted to the Giants. I still liked him, but it was kind of, from a distance now.
a
Giants,
closet,
like now I kind of am hate watching you a little bit.
closet fan.
But, I just thought this was if he wants to support Trump, I don't agree with it, but like, go ahead. But I thought it was very dull with given, who he's on a team with. I thought it was very stupid to not think that would cause the uproar or something. Not even just in the media, just in the locker room. There's a lot of brothers on the Giants, and you were saying it's not even if it was the left, he was supporting the left in the situation. If anyone was supporting the
It's,
left, it's not smart to do either way, given like the public image and stuff. But it's
I'm not saying it's equal. I'm not
one
saying it's
side
equal.
one
I'm
side's
not saying
like
it's
a
equal, but
convicted felon, like rapist,
correct. I agree. I'm not
Epstein.
saying it's equal, but if someone publicly leans left, they're going to take a little bit of a heat. They won't take as much if they publicly lean right. Plus, I think so. No, we'll let you finish. This on the Saquon and Jackson Dart thing, I think it is a little different as a quarterback than a running back. Your quarterback is usually the face of your franchise, so they're going to just take a little bit more than a running back. I like Barkley. Is he a
Chuck, let
True
me
equal.
listen. I think if you really think about it, most of the athletes today probably lean Republican simply
I totally
for
disagree. I totally disagree with that.
financial reasons.
No, I think they
They
lean
they may
left.
vote Republican for financial reasons. I'm not saying they support Donald Trump. I'm saying they may vote Republican for financial reasons.
The
If it's
Troy, the
anything has to
more
do with
you're
any kind of tax credits.
you
This,
might be right, but the more you're exposed to people who look different than you, the more you lean left. So you're in a
but
locker room where
you have to understand they're not exposed. Most of the guys in the NFL are exposed to their own kind, right?
no. What do you mean, okay? You mean you mean
I'm talking about black guys.
economically?
I'm
You
talking about African Americans. It's
okay?
mostly
Yeah.
the locker room is mostly African Americans. They're exposed to their own kind. It's easy. It's easy if let's say you have five Republicans. You got five guys that vote Republican, and they're black, and they're hanging out with some other black guys who are independent or don't really understand politics. It's probably easy for them to just convince them, hey, this is the way you should go because financially this is what is going to help us, right? They
Well,
really don't care. They really don't care about politics either way. They just
it,
care about their money.
it seems like the Giants player cared.
Listen, I do
You hush. You
the
hush, Shaq.
the way we like. You can't be surprised that Jackson Dart was a Republican. I mean, the kid's from Mississippi. He has a mullet. Like of course he's a Trump supporter. Like that's not shocking. The shocking, quote unquote shocking part is the fact that he actually went
Yeah,
out in
he
public
didn't read the room.
and
That's the shocking part. He didn't read the room.
he didn't read the room. He didn't read the room.
So, but to your point, Troy, like you're saying, most athletes
I would assume.
financially
I don't know
would.
if that's true. I'm assuming that
What
for
I'm saying
financial
is,
reasons.
we got evidence that that's not the case because his teammates have pushed back on him
Some
with
of,
that.
but Chuck, again, we don't. They push back on the fact that he went out publicly supporting this guy. Those same teammates could still vote Republican and not support Donald Trump. It's not about. It's all about their money. I'm still going to vote Republican because financially it benefits me. Chuck, there are a lot of people that do that. There are a lot of people that do that and do not support who is actually in the office. I'm telling you, there's a lot of people who do it.
I think we're in a different I think when we were growing up, that probably made a little more sense. Even I would there were times I was even financially maybe help me to vote right. But we're not in that time anymore. And maybe you're right. Maybe these athletes don't think
I'm
about it
saying
that
for
way
most
anymore. But
people,
it doesn't.
Chuck,
We're not in that.
for most people, you're right. But most people aren't making 20, $30 million a year, and they're not trying to get taxed 40%, 43%
Listen, man,
of that
people
money.
making 20,000 a year aren't. They don't.
I
They
I
those are the problems.
I
Actually,
get it.
those
I
are those people are the issue.
I get it, but if that person, if that party is saying we're going to fight, so anybody making over this amount of money only gets taxed 20%, you're going to vote. You're going to lean that way because it's about the money. You want to keep your money. You don't give a shit who's in office. You just want to keep that money, as much money as you possibly can. Go ahead, Zach. I'm sorry. Okay.
While we're waiting on Colby, what's your thoughts on Trump saying he will probably go to one of the next games?
I hope he does. I pray that he goes to one of the Knicks games. I hope he goes to all of them. The
What do you think
guy's a
his reception
mush.
is going to be? Like, New York's
He's
a
going to
pretty
get
left
booed.
leaning. I
He's
would
going to
think
get booed.
so, but
New York, listen, New York's not as left as you think it is. It's not.
New York City's as left as I think it is. Yes.
I don't.
Did you see
I
the
don't.
mayor they just hired? I mean, they just
Yeah.
voted him.
There's some people in that stadium that's heavy Trump supporters. I
Okay.
guarantee it.
So you
Yeah.
don't think he's going to get booed? It'll be a
He'll
mixture.
get booed.
Maybe.
I think you'll hear mostly boos, but there are going to be some cheers in there. I do.
You
believe
think
that.
they'll show him on like the? They
Yeah,
probably will.
he wants to get shown. They're going to show him. He's going there to be shown. There's no reason if he's not shown. There's no reason for him to show up. Like
So the crowd, most of them voted for Mandani. You're saying they're
mhm.
going to.
They're going to
There's
boo
going to
him.
be.
They're going to boo him. But I'm saying there's going to be other people in that stadium that's going to cheer him also.
That's enough political talk for us. But I'm glad we're not running away from that. I know early on I was maybe even a little hesitant to kind of talk about this stuff, but I'm glad we're not running away from it. It's
No,
worth
it's
talking about.
yeah.
I think a good conversation. We'll see what happens to the Giants. Like I said, I don't think it's smart for a quarterback to say anything right or left, but we'll see what happens to them.
Yeah, he should just shut up and play, right?
Yeah. I know Colby's not here right now. What do you guys think? This is our last topic. NBA. The Knicks didn't clinch last, but they were still playing last time we talked, so they clinched the East.
The Knicks are winning the championship. I think the
Hold
Knicks are going to win the championship.
Hold on. What happened to your Spurs?
The Spurs and OKC, they're going to beat each other up. Most likely, the NBA is going to make this go to 7 games because that's what Adam Silver wants because he's a Knicks fan and he wants the Knicks to win. But honestly, even the Knicks, they're playing a brand of basketball that I truly haven't seen too often. The only other teams that I can remember playing like this were the 2014 Spurs. That last year, they beat the Heat in LeBron's last year in Miami, and probably that first year of Kevin Durant in Golden State.
They were really killing it offensively, though. So what do you mean brand of basketball? What do you mean by that?
For instance, the last game, Landry Shamet, at one point they showed a graphic. Landry Shamet was leading the Knicks in scoring. He had 16 points, and the next 5 guys all had 15 points. The balance. They were just total balanced. They played a team game, passing to making that extra pass to make another extra pass to a wide open guy, and those guys were just nailing shots because they're like practice shots. They're playing a very smart brand of basketball, and I'm envious because I wish my team played that way also. I don't need a guy scoring 30 points a game and then the next guy scoring 25. I want to have 7 guys in double figures, ranging from 20 to 10. And it's never going to happen.
It would make me sick to my stomach to see the New York Knicks win.
Get ready. Get some Pepto-Bismol. Why tell it?
Anyway, but Dad, you tried to tell us that like the role players don't matter, but like every team that's still alive in the playoffs right now. Like, have you seen Alex Caruso? Have you seen
The Knicks?
Have you seen Jared McCain? Have you seen who's on the Spurs? The Spurs, Champagne. He leads the Spurs in threes. Why are you shaking your head?
Because
if the Sixers, like when the Sixers have like a guy on the bench to score, like to touch like 10, even double digits, like just sneak in those 10 points, like that's like, oh my God, like the bench, they really played good. The one guy off the bench that scored double digits for us this game, like he won us this game. The other teams, every game, they have other guys stepping up. Landry Shamet, like.
All right, listen. I don't want to make this stars versus. First of all, I'm hearing an echo. I know who that is. I don't make it stars versus role players. But the reason why OKC are winning these games, again, I'll give like the role players their due, but it's because of SGA. Like he's such a given. He's going to get his 30 points. Like the reason why like these role players are doing well is because the stars, Wemby, are like they have so much gravity that these role players get open shots, and they are taking advantage of it. I'll give them that. But we overlook.
The Sixers role players get plenty of open shots. They play with Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey.
No, they didn't play their role players. The coach didn't play their role players.
And then when he did, they come in, they brick threes.
Why didn't the coach play the role players?
You gotta ask the coach.
They suck
because we don't have those type of role players where there's a lot of trust involved. Why? Because 75% of our salary cap is going to 3 guys.
No, you're right. I give you that, Troy. The reason why the role players, we can blame the role players, but if the best player on Oklahoma City or the best player on
I'm not blaming the role players. That's what you're trying to
38 games or they were in and out of the lineup in the playoffs, they wouldn't have the success. We need Troy, I agree with you.
But
we need our best players to play all the time, and then those role players will be better.
But Chuck, you are of the school of a Daryl Morey and a Nick Nurse, where you believe that during playoff time you only play 8 guys, and that's not today's NBA anymore. That's not the NBA anymore.
Well, then fine. Then Then the coach should have been fired. Like I agree with you, Troy. Then they should have fired the coach for not playing the role players that Daryl Morey got him. Like I don't know what to tell. Like I don't know what to tell you.
Role players,
but don't give me Landry Shamet. He's been killing it. He's on a non-guaranteed contract.
I think,
and the reason he's doing so well is because their stars are playing so well.
Can I rebuttal here?
Yeah, go ahead, Noah.
Dad, you're taking it as me blaming the role players, because like I don't with you like if I say something like you like take it to the extreme of me saying like, oh, this is the reason why, oh, it's not their fault, it's this fault. I'm just saying like it helps. The Sixers, like the bench probably scored like 20 points the whole playoffs.
Also, Chuck,
Okay, that is
like
the coach not playing. They
But
only
these
played
other guys,
7, maybe 8 guys.
it's annoying, but I can't really blame Nick Nurse for not playing these other guys. These
So-
other guys
so
suck.
Chuck,
You
so-
want to play?
so let
you
me
want to
ask-
play
Chuck, can I
Justin
ask you a
Edwards?
question? Chuck, let me ask you a question.
I don't know why you guys coming at me. Like I don't know what to tell you. I agree. I'm
But,
agreeing
like,
with you.
have you
They
changed
should
your
have played the
thought?
role players.
Have you changed your thought about stars and role players? Like you don't really like role players are not going to win you games or series.
Let me use your word again, Troy. Macro wise, I have shifted a little bit, but I can't judge the Sixers. And I feel like I'm like the only person who kind of sees this. I can't judge the Sixers if Embiid plays 38 games. He's like getting no heat. And I'm not saying he should get heat
Dad.
for getting injured. No one wants to get injured.
Dad.
But it doesn't matter what the role players do if their $60 million MVP caliber player is not playing.
Dad.
Chuck,
The reason why the role players on the Spurs are playing so well is because Wemby was second in MVP, and then
Can I ask
SJ
you a
was
question, Chuck?
first.
Chuck. So when Wemby was out and the
Yes.
Spurs were still doing well, when Shea was
so were
out
the Sixers.
and OKC was still doing well.
Yep, so were the Sixers. Embiid played 38 games, Troy. They won 45. Let's say he played 60 games. They would have won maybe 55 games. Maybe they weren't in the play-in.
They won majority of their games with Embiid on the court.
Yeah, they were 20. What was the record with Embiid? 20.
Anyways.
8?
Yeah, that you're proving my point. When you say that stuff, yes, you're proving my point.
Anyways,
if he would have played
Dad.
more,
Joel Embiid has been in the NBA for 10 years. Like
So,
we know.
are you
we know-
saying
No. But let me talk.
I'm finished.
Joel Embiid's been in the NBA for 10 years. You would think he gets hurt every year, right? Yes, I agree. And it's the reason why we have not won championships, the reason why we never will. Have we not realized that like he doesn't play? Like why if he doesn't play, why does the bench suck? Why do we not have good players on the bench if we know he's not gonna play? Or we're just gonna send we're just gonna send Tyrese Maxey and we can't even say Paul George because he doesn't play either. We're just gonna send him out here with a bunch of bums and a bunch of scrubs now? Because Embiid doesn't play?
I don't think they were scrubs.
If Embiid doesn't play, why did Daryl Morey make him the highest paid player in the NBA and add another extension on there?
Was that a Daryl Morey thing or an owner thing? Like I don't know what it was.
Okay, whoever it was.
So guys, answer me this question.
I'm blaming Daryl Morey. Whoever it was, they know he gets hurt all the time. Yet they re-sign him and give him even more money, and then they give him even more money.
We have to.
And then we also have a terrible bench.
I'm agreeing with you, Noah. Guys, this is the question. Like every time I ask you guys this, you never answer it. If Wemby or SGA play 38 games this year,
the San
would they
Antonio
be
Spurs,
in the Western Conference? You're talking about their bench. Oh, they're so when Wemby. How many? Wemby may have missed like 15 games.
Okay, Dad. Well,
like
Joel
what
Embiid
are we talking about? Like would they be in the Western Conference Finals if Wemby played 38 games and then was missed every other game in the playoffs?
What does that have to do with them playing in the playoffs, Dad?
Because
Joel
we're
Embiid,
talking about the
he missed 4 games in the playoffs, right? 3, 4 or 5 games. He played majority of the games, and the bench still sucked. He was still playing.
Chuck, to answer your question, no. Probably if Wemby missed 40 games, 50 games, they probably wouldn't be in the.
They would probably be in the play-in
conference. If put it this way, if he wasn't playing at the start of the playoffs, they probably wouldn't be there. There's a good chance they wouldn't be there, but they would be good enough to win the first round without him. OKC would be good enough to advance without him. And I don't think that's the case with the Sixers.
Shay?
No, before you come at me.
They concentrate, and I'm saying this because their bench, both teams' benches, are developed. They got a guy at the trade deadline, and he started a game for them. And OKC, he started a game for them last time. They're good at developing their bench. We're not. So they would advance further than we would have. I can
First
say
of all,
that.
Troy, thank you for answering my question. I do believe that the Sixers bench is better than we're getting credit for. They just weren't being played by the coach. That's all. I'm not saying they are OKC bench. I'm not saying that they're
that I agree. I agree with that.
like the Spurs bench or even the Knicks bench. I'm not even saying they're like that level, but I think they're
I
better
can agree
than
with that.
than they're getting credit for. You guys, if you guys want to blame the bench for them not fulfilling their promise, I totally disagree. The reason why is their best player has played 38 games last year.
Then why did
I'm
we
glad I'm
re-sign him?
echoing too.
So why did we re-sign him and make him the third highest paid player?
Excellent question. So at what point, and I know we get off topic, what point would you have not re-signed him? Think about this. One, the Sixers were looking they were looking for a new stadium. Embiid had just came off an MVP in 2022. So, and then he gets hurt. Then he gets hurt the next year. He scores 70 against the Spurs. He gets hurt. It comes back for the Knicks series, has 50 in the Knicks series. Then that summer they signed him to a long-term contract. Noah, at what point would you have not signed him? I don't understand. Like, when was that window where you said, I'm not going to sign Embiid? They're looking for a new stadium. He won an MVP. He came back for that Knicks series, scored 50 with his face all looking dismantled. What point would you say, oh, we're not going to sign this guy? It was never a point. They had to sign him.
But you could have waited. You could have waited until
he would ask for a trade, and maybe that was the best thing in the franchise. But at that time, Troy, that
I
wasn't.
don't know if he would have asked for a trade.
If he's not getting, if his agents listen, we want an extension, and they said no, we're going to wait. He was like, then trade me.
Not
and it would have been a whole to-do. It would have been a whole mess, and then we'd blame Daryl Morey for not signing him.
Not if Paul George was coming. If they still have Paul George coming. And to me, this is the reason why they
which
signed
he
him,
asked for.
Correct. And Paul George probably was like, I'm not going to come unless you sign Embiid, unless I know Embiid is going to be here for the next 2 or 3 years. So they signed him, right?
But somebody's answer me. When would they not have signed him, though, Troy? At what point in that window? Like, maybe before he became MVP? Maybe, like, trade him at that point? Like, when would you have not either traded him or not signed him? Noah's not answering me that. It's so easy. I expect, like, national media to say something like that. But people who follow the team? Like, when? When would you have not signed him? Or when would you have not, like, traded him?
The extension.
Answer my question.
No.
I'm about to.
So, listen. You go to Embiid and be like, I understand you want a contract.
Troy.
We're going to wait out. And you run the risk. You run the risk. You run the risk.
Okay.
You run the risk.
You're saying, at what point? Give me the year.
No,
he won MVP.
I want Embiid. You're coming off an injury.
So this is after.
And you want to play in the Olympics. We don't suggest that you play in the Olympics, but you want to do it. So go ahead and do it. But if you do that, you're running the risk of another injury, and we want to hold off on signing you.
So that's
we want to hold off.
That's summer you said, listen, we're not going to resign you. Okay, I think it's too.
We want to see how you come back during the course of the season, and we could talk about. We'll keep the discussions open, and we'll talk about resigning you during the year.
Troy,
That's what I would have said.
If you have some time, I want you to listen, because I didn't read the whole article. I listened to it via AI. That article that was last summer. If you listen to that and then tell me again if you really believe that. Like, I think he's too close to the owner for them to be like, oh, we're going to just wait. But maybe you're right. And again, they were trying to get a stadium, Troy, as well.
Okay, so fine, you sign him. What's your point?
My point is, everyone's like, Noah's so like, you shouldn't resign him, blah blah blah. But there was really not a good window not to. Maybe you're right, Troy. Maybe that summer of the Olympics, maybe a conversation, we're not going to resign you. It would have been a shit show that Morey would have got blamed for. What, Noah?
Listen,
I want to hear Noah.
I never had a problem with the Embiid signing. I question it.
I really
like,
did too.
I didn't think he had to do it. But you did it.
You hush.
But you did it, right? I didn't have a problem with that. Again, I have a problem with spending all your money on one guy, the rest of the money that you had on one guy. That was my problem. I didn't have a problem with Embiid signing.
No,
I didn't have a problem with Maxey. But
what were you about to say?
Signing was the problem for me. Huh?
Like, you keep putting words into my mouth. I never said we shouldn't sign Embiid. All I said is
you just said that.
That's not what I said.
Let him finish.
I can't wait to edit this podcast. Go ahead then.
You can't edit it to your favor. Go ahead, Noah. Go ahead, Noah.
Like I said, we know Embiid gets hurt. He's been hurt every year since he's been in the NBA. why do we not invest into like the bench? Like why? Like is that crazy to say? And I feel like if we came,
that is,
and I don't know why you
that's a
keep
great
making
question.
you always make excuses for like the front offices for some reason. I don't know what
I'm not making excuses
you
for the front
are.
office.
You are.
I think
You
our
are.
bench is. I think we didn't underachieve because of the bench. We
Okay,
underachieved
maybe-
because Embiid played 38 games.
No, Chuck, like I can't let you say that. Like,
Okay,
we
no,
did
let me finish.
underachieve. We did underachieve.
Because of the bench?
No, but a bench is a big part of the reason why.
Yes,
because
I'll give
there's
you.
no
I'm
point.
giving you that, Troy. I'm
Okay.
giving you the bench is a big part of it.
Okay.
Okay, let me say one last.
All right, but here's my last question. And Zach, I know we gotta go. Zach. This one question. I've asked you guys this. This is the third time I've asked you this, like since we
Questions
started this
for you.
podcast.
No more questions for you.
Go ahead.
Going
Hurry up.
into next year, besides the Knicks, maybe Detroit. Who would you rather be? Maybe Colby's Washington Wizards. They might be okay.
Are you talking about in the Eastern Conference?
Yeah, the Eastern
You're
Conference.
not gonna throw the Celtics in there?
No, we beat them. Like who would
That
you be? Like I give you the Knicks, maybe Detroit, but they're about to give Jalen Duren a supermax. And if you saw him in the playoffs,
They can't give him a supermax.
they're gonna he's gonna ask for a supermax, Troy.
They can't.
But answer,
He
who
can't.
would you who would you rather be? How many teams or would you rather be than the Sixers going into next year in the Eastern Conference? Besides, I'm not going to count the Knicks.
I don't even want to be a Sixers fan. Why would
We do a podcast about the Sixers.
who wants to be the Sixers, Dad? No one's ever said that.
You may
Ever.
You may throw Indiana in there.
We didn't have a choice.
Okay, maybe Indiana.
We didn't have a choice, Noah.
I didn't have a choice either. I'll give you Indiana, but would you rather be the Sixers or Cleveland?
Sixers.
Would you
I'd
rather
rather
be
be
the
the Sixers.
Sixers or Kobe's Washington Wizards?
Why are they?
Because I can't wait for Kobe. Would you rather be them or Orlando? Sixers or Orlando? Sixers or Miami?
Dad.
Sixers
No,
or
Dad, we could want to rather be the Sixers, but like the thing is, the Sixers never do anything.
my
they
thing
never,
is
they never
they're
accomplish.
not as
they
bad
never,
as like we're making.
they never
to be.
accomplish
We had the
anything.
owner
They,
react to the fans crying, and he got rid of the.
I don't.
the-
you
the-
keep
the-
cope-
the-
you,
We got
you
rid of your
keep
boy.
you
Got
keep
rid of my
coping
boy.
with the fact that
You got
like
rid of your
Daryl Morey,
boyfriend.
like he failed, and it's okay.
He
He
finally
failed.
fell, but I think the Sixers
The
are
owner
they're in a
failed.
decent spot.
The players failed. Joel Embiid failed. Everyone failed. And with all that being said, all those things can be true, and the bench can still suck. The bench can still suck, Dad. That's all I'm saying. The bench sucks, and you keep taking to me saying like blame. Oh, it's all the bench's fault. Like I never said that.
No,
You said.
we can
Also, I didn't get to say this because you interrupted me earlier. No, don't talk. So please don't. No.
okay. So this is
My
last one,
last thing.
Zach.
No,
The good
no.
news is
No, you're not the last one. Let me talk. No, please. Please. Anyways,
I'm not talking.
Go ahead, tell him. Hurry up.
you were saying earlier, I didn't get the reply to it because you interrupted me again. You were saying like the Thunder are like good because of Shea. Like Shea hasn't been playing that good. He hasn't been. They have Caruso who's having like the best role player series probably like in like recent history. They have Case and Wallace come off the bench. They have
Okay.
all these.
They have this guy named Jared McCain.
Jared
If
McCain.
we took OK's bench and
we had OK's
put him
bench.
on the
We had
Sixers
OK's bench.
and
we
Embiid
had
plays
OK's
38, Embiid played 38 games. They're winning more than 45? Is that what you're telling me?
Dad, but like I'm not talking about the regular season. I don't know why you keep talking about that. We're talking about in the playoffs. They got to the playoffs. None of that matters anymore. They're in the playoffs.
Okay, yeah. They're in the
Joel
playoffs.
Embiid is playing.
Embiid
and they
misses
still
4
suck.
games.
the good news is we have all offseason to talk about
is
the
that good
Sixers
news?
because they won't be playing anytime soon. But the Knicks will, who are in the finals next week. Guys, stay tuned for our preview of the NBA Finals, recapping some of the games as well. Thank you guys for listening. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow us on social media. Let us know what you think. And we'll be back soon. World Cup action coming as well. Stay tuned for some World Cup talk. And have a special guest on. It was awesome talking.